I've been glued to my phone for the last week as hurricane after hurricane hit the Florida coastline. My anxiety spiked, and all I could think about was my family and all those people who were suffering in Florida. I was on social media every single day. I was using different social media channels to really dig in and see how my specific community where my family lives was being affected and how they were dealing with the hurricane. Is it just me, or does 2024 just feel like a disaster after a disaster? Basically, it's a year of negative climate stories. Granted, national disasters have been happening and accelerating for the last 10 to 15 years. But this year, it just feels like it's more intensity and it's in more frequency. We've been dealing with a lot of extreme weather, and we've really been worrying about our natural systems and are they breaking down, and what are we going to do about it? On top of that, we're also worried about biodiversity loss and ecosystem loss and what that means for us as human beings. And the reality is all of this is mutually interconnected. And it's all dependent on each other. And if one thing fails, then the other thing fails. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of negativity, and there's a lot of things happening in 2024. So there's a lot going on in the world today. And of course, I'm sure that it's affecting your personal well-being as much as it's impacting my personal well-being. You know, there's sometimes that I just have to disconnect so that I can fight another day. But I'm here to tell you that climate communicators and sustainable marketers can really make a difference when we're talking about this type of negative events and how it is framed. So let's talk about climate optimism and how we can start using that in our climate campaigns to spearhead creativity and inspiration and get us back on track to fighting climate change. As a climate communicator and sustainable marketer, I love creating videos for my community on the topics of climate and sustainability and the bridge between those for marketing and communication. I also bring awareness to the marketing as a force for good movement, and I encourage you as the marketer and communicator to step into the role of ecomarketer. So if you're liking this video, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel because there's a lot of new videos coming up soon. So let's get back into it. So what is informed optimism? Informed optimism isn't just about being positive. It's about channeling that energy, that creativity of our communities into positive climate action. We want to make positive and actionable outcomes within our communities. And all of this is underpinned by scientific knowledge and understanding. The data speaks for itself. So you can't have informed optimism without this key piece. Imagine what we could do together if we used informed optimism to fight the climate crisis. Informed optimism helps us blend realistic understanding and hopeful perspective as we navigate the immense complexities of climate change. So basically, hope and informed optimism will help us make more impactful change and will also help us accelerate change within our communities. We need this more than ever. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, there is a lot of negativity happening in the world today. If we allow this negativity to overcome our climate communication, we risk bringing our citizens and our communities into inaction. If we do this, we risk even us as marketers, as climate communicators, being trapped in the inability to be able to make meaningful action and to take even little steps that are going to make a difference. And remember, inaction is the worst state that we can be for the climate crisis. Even if we're making little steps and we're making steps and maybe going backwards, but we will go forwards, these are steps in the right direction. Climate doomism and negativity really has no place in climate communication going forward. We need positive climate communication that inspires, enlightens, educates based on science and the proven understanding of what's happening based on those scientific principles to push us forward. And I truly believe that as humanity, we got ourselves into this mess. We use technology and we use greed and our capacity as human beings to get us into this mess. But we have the capacity and the ability to get us out of it. So this is why we need informed optimism to take action. As climate communicators, we have the rare gift to entertain, enlighten, and engage citizens to make meaningful action for the biodiversity crisis and climate change. So here are a few things for you to consider. When you're communicating in a positive manner, start with the solution. Instead of leading with the social and the environmental negative impacts of what's happening in the world or within your topic, lead with the solutions that are engaging and transforming and giving communities a better and more enhanced life, because that's really what we want in the end. Be open and honest about the limitations that there is within those topics. We never want to misguide or mislead people into thinking that it's a rosy and perfect world. But we do need to stay on the edge and push positivity forward. Number 2, you can use more positive imagery. Use your creative gifts to inspire and to educate and enlighten people, to tell them about topics and solutions that are already happening within their communities and that are positive and transformative solutions for the climate problems that they're facing. Again, honesty and transparency is key here. We want to inspire, we want to use creativity to enlighten them, but we have to be honest that all the solutions are not there, and that this is really a journey for all of us as we go from point A to point B to try and figure all of this out together. And that's number 3, communicate the journey. And this is very, very important. The journey isn't always easy. We have a lot of things to fix. We have a lot of systems to disconstruct and pull them back together. There's a lot of things that are against us in this climate journey, in this climate movement. Too often, climate communication focuses on these negatives or these roadblocks that we have to overcome. Now, these are really important, and I do think they should be communicated, but should they be the focal point of your climate communication? I say no. So tell the journey of how things are happening, how things are developing. Be honest that it's not always easy. Be honest that there's always compromise, but always use positivity. And where are the positivity pillars that are keeping the journey uplifted and moving forward? So climate change is a hard subject. It's even harder to communicate. So give yourself grace and stay optimistic and use your creative talents to make a difference in the world. If you liked this video, please like it and remember to subscribe for future videos on the same topic. Until next time, bye.